Do you guys maybe have a space like this and want to transform it into a space like this? What's going on, guys? You see this disgusting space behind me? It's been on my agenda to build a canning rack for this, for food stores and preps. Stick with us, and we're going to get right into this video on how I build this. For those who don't know me, my name is Mike. My wife and I bought our small farm a few years ago with the intent of growing most of our own food in a sustainable way. We built a lot of projects on the farm. I'd like to share that with you guys. Don't mind my terrible sketch. So, my max height is going to be 67 inches. I'm going to have the height in between shelves on the top two, 10 inches, 12 and a half, and 17. On the bottom, I want to have 5-gallon bucket storage so I could do bulk food, such as flour, rice, beans. My height in my ceiling is at 74 inches, so I have a beam right there that I have to work with. That's why I'm only going 67 tall. I'm going to be going 22 and a half by 37, and basically what I'm going to be doing is just making a box with 2x4s, having my main posts in the inside like that, and I'll probably be putting a 2x4 in between each of the shelves just to really hold it going up. So let me start cutting, and I'll show you guys how I put it together. Alright, so we have all of our pieces cut. These are going to be for our platforms. I'll show you guys how I put them together and start working up the shelf. So these pieces are going to be my shelves. What I'm doing here is pre-drilling so I don't split any wood. And then I'm going to sink 2.5-inch screws into each one of these pieces. Alright, let me get to this, and I will get back to you guys when I'm starting to secure these on for the shelving unit. So I'm putting my 22-inch pieces on the outside, so my width is good, and my 37s on the inside. Now just be aware that you're going to be adding 3 inches for having these 2x4s on the outside, so make adjustments to your measurements for that. Just want to let you know. So technically my width is a 37-inch cut, but on the outside of this is 40 inches. Alright, rinse and repeat. So my neighbor was building a house, and I got a lot of scrap wood from him. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to square this up on one side, actually square it up on two sides, so I know I'll have coverage. So I'm going to mark it on the outside here. So when I cut this now, it'll sit right on top, and I won't have to worry about my shelving top. What I will have to do is I'll have to cut out for when the 2x4 posts go in, so I could even line that up right now for where I need to cut. And I'll probably cut it a little bit bigger, just so I'm not working with anything too crazy tight. I'll show you guys what a top-down view looks like. So you can see I have it marked going down there. We'll square it up here, square it up there, and I have the areas that I'm going to have to cut out for the posts. So let me get this cut out, and I will start piecing this together. So all I have to do is cut out for where my 2x4s are gonna go. So I'm gonna finish my marks out a bit. So right if we're a little bit big on this, gives us extra room to work with. So basically it's going to be like the same on every level like this. We can now check our fit. Perfect. Perfect. So you can see I have the cutout, and these aren't the posts, but the posts will go in like this. So the idea is going to be get the bottom on, lay down this board, get your next row up, lay on the board, make sure everything is square. I'm going to do that right now, and I'll show you guys how to do it. What I'm doing right now is going around and marking where I want each shelf to line up. Once I adjust the quick grips, we'll know where we line up. It's about there. About there. What I'm doing right now is just trying to make sure that everything lines up nice and square. So get these to the outside here, make sure they're all the way down. What we're going to do is we're going to sink in, screw on each of these. Definitely takes a little bit of fiddling with it, especially if you're by yourself. But so now we'll be able to slide a 5-gallon bucket in and out of this, so we should be able to fit about 5 buckets in here. That's a lot of food storage. I'm going to put 1 screw into each right now and make sure that all my corners are lined up nice. So my next shelf is going to be at 12.5, and I had this idea, instead of having to use my quick grips, I cut pieces at 12.5, and what's going to happen is the next shelf will sit on top of this, and in case there's weight load, it'll distribute it evenly throughout these shelving units now. So I'll do that and pop this next piece on. I'm probably going to use 1 screw just to hold it into there, but then should be as simple as putting this piece up and over, not catching a splinter. If I could get this on, technical difficulties. There we go. So basically, this will hold it where I want it, and we should have the same measurement just all around. And it looks like we do. We're running 12 inches all the way around because I got a 1/2 inch piece of plywood underneath it. It's holding my weight. If it could hold 160 pounds of me, 167, I think we're alright. And I can climb the shelf below, no problem. Yeah. Cool. Alright, I got my last 2 shelving units done. I'll show you guys what I have. I basically just 2 screws right into the end, and then each side gets 2 screws into your main post. Well, 2 screws there. I need to cut some pieces that are going to fit in between here, and that will go all the way up, supporting it, so if there's a lot of weight pushing down shelf to shelf, it supports it all the way down to the ground. These 2 screws also help the rigidity. Trying to shake it left and right keeps it structurally sound. At least from what I've seen so far. I could stand on this thing, and it's not going anywhere. But let me get those other 10-inch pieces cut, because this shelf here to that be 10 inches. I think I got about 8 or 9 inches from the top shelf to the beam in my basement. Just gotta get it on there even, so if he wants to go on. That's the only problem I'm having. You guys see a hook? Ow. That'll get you. Let me get the cutout going for that first before I wedge that onto place so I can't get it out. That's a tight fit. Perfect. Alright, so it's coming together. Got the 17-inch piece down here, followed by a 12.5. That's going to be 10-inch, 10-inch, and then I'll have about 9 from there to the ceiling. Hold it down, and put your screw in. All this is doing is stepping up each shelf, making sure that it remains at the same height. And then if there was extra weight load, what it'll ensure is when the shelf sits here, it'll distribute weight down into the next shelf, and that should hold everything super secure. Last piece has to go on top. That's it. You guys have seen me cut out these little angles here for this post to sit on nicely. What I'm going to do is this top piece is just going to be one square, so then it'll even be sitting on this post as well. There we go. Watch your fingers, everybody. Oh, that's just lovely. And oh yeah, we could just climb right up it, no problem. Just don't fall with it. So, you got a toddler, unless you're like really leaning back on it. And there's always ways to secure it to the wall, but that's it. That looks pretty sweet. It looks great. Well guys, I shaved the beard since making this video, but it's time to finish it. So, we got the shelf pretty packed up right now. This is totally customizable, guys. build it to your dimensions, what you're working with. Anyway, hope you guys learned something. If you made it to this point in the video, give it a thumbs up. Hashtag homestead down in the bottom of the comments. But I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.